The Wissota Auto Racing booth, PRI 2023. We are with Granite City Motor Park owner, Triple T Motorsports owner, racer, Collins Brothers Towing owner. I'm not going to list all the towing companies you own because I would forget half of them. I don't know how you keep an eye on all of them, but James Trantino, who does a million things in racing, around racing, as we all do, right? I want to talk specifically about Granite City and your racing career, and then we can spiral off to whatever else you want to talk about. But let's talk about Granite City. You bought that place a handful of years ago, and it has turned into, I was only there twice this summer, but both nights I was there, it was as racy as it gets. I want to talk about the transition from opening week when you put new dirt on their thing and you had to kind of work through the whole, it was rough and it was spring and it was wet, and you know how spring is, to get it to where you got it. The transformation was insanely cool.
Thank you. I mean, it was a lot of work, and we tried the new clay, and obviously that didn't work when we first bought it. So we found this other new clay, and it was good. I mean, it was rough. We knew we were going to have some issues putting new clay down, right? But it was really rough, and I honestly didn't want to race on the thing. And in my cars, but I'm like, if I am gonna tell people they should race it, I got to race myself. But it came around. We put hours and hours in packing and rolling and watering and packing and flipping it and whatever, and it finally came around at the end of the year, and it was awesome. So we did again. Now this year we put some new clay down this fall to try and let Mother Nature do its thing through the winter, and hopefully we can make it better for the whole year next year.
Interesting thing to me is I worked at that racetrack years ago, and it's been a Sunday night racetrack forever. Then it went to Fridays, back to Sundays. The challenges of a Sunday night racetrack obviously are well known, right? It's the end of the weekend. Everybody's got to work the next day. What you guys have done, though, is you start early enough in the day where it's not daytime racing, but you get people out of there early enough. The pay is good. The incentives are good. It seemed like your year was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good, and we a lot of great sponsors, and it allowed us to get people in there for $5 for general admission. So it was huge for us, and we had a lot of compliments on the track, and we added more banking to it, and again we did some stuff again this fall to try and get rid of that berm that we had on the bottom and try and make it better again. We're gonna keep trying new things, and the banking I think was a big step for us. I think it's a lot more fun in my opinion as a racer. And we tried there. We had that berm on the bottom, and it was questionable. We got rid of that. So try it again next year. I mean, that's all we can do.
Yeah, that's all you can do is just keep trying to improve things, and if they work, great. If they don't, do something different. Let's talk a little bit about your racing career. You raced a little more this year than you have in the past. You raced for a long time, then you kind of stepped away and did the promoter thing and did the work thing, and now you got back into some race cars this summer.
I did. We just, one of them things that, race, and then got married and had kids and slowed down a little bit, and the business was taking off, so we needed the extra money and income, so we sold the stuff and built the towing company, and now we're back to where we can race some more. And we have a heck of a crew at work, and they allow me to go out and play and have fun. And so this year, I've always wanted to try the Super Stock Series. I wanted to try and race some more. I got my father-in-law is my crew chief, so he likes to work on the cars. The kids come back. We have the shop at home now, and they play, so it makes it a little bit easier, a little more family, or whatever. So this year we raced quite a bit more. Have the Super and the B mod, and I think we're going to do the same thing this year. We're supposed to be getting a new Super Stock again, and see what we can do. The more we can race, the happier I am.
That's right. That's how it should be for sure. Talk about Triple B a little bit. The USMTS team you guys have, the monster truck teams you guys have. There's certainly more to it than I know about. But Dan Ebert and I had a conversation yesterday just about his season, King of America champion, and the USMTS season he had, and then he came back and ran less than a dozen Wissota shows, but he either won them all or nearly won them all. So how is it working with those guys?
It's incredible, and we built that race shop at home. And it's just been fun. Russ is down there, Dan's there every day, and crew chief Brendan, and we have a lot of fun together. So it makes it fun. We can really work on the stuff. We put a lot of hours in at the shop. But Dan's a hell of a driver. He's a hell of a racer, and so the USMTS, we had a great year. We had some challenging times when we bent the frame, and we didn't know as bad as it was, and we got a new chassis, and it was better from there on. But you're starting over again because you're changing your setup, chasing your tail when you have bent chassis. So that's been good. Yeah, Wissota was awesome this year, and Dan won quite a few races. Won the Fall Classic. That was a great race. And the monster truck thing, Triple B, it's we run 10 monster trucks every weekend across the country. It's wild. It's crazy. And so my manager is down here with that too, with the monster truck stuff. And motorsports, I love it, but it's wild. So,
and you own how many towing companies now? Do you know the number?
Yeah, we're up to 15 right now.
15. So we say Collins Brothers because that's the most, the most recognizable, at least in my area. But the expansion of that has been insane to me. I'm sure it's been insane to you, but just watching every time that there's a new announcement of a new area and things you're acquiring or where you're spreading out to, racing your race car, running a racetrack, running 15 towing companies now, monster trucks, family life. There's lots going on in your world, isn't there?
Yeah, it's hectic, but it's all good people. In the towing companies, like you said, it's Collins Brothers, but they don't know the rest, and we're all over the state. Pretty much, they can call us and we're there. But I try and be quiet, and not have a big ego and not be cocky about it. It's just we have a lot of good people. They take care of it. Anything can go wrong at any given time, and I'm very humble and appreciate what we have. But yeah, it's 350 tow trucks on the road every single day. So people think I'm crazy because you're right. There's a lot going on, but my wife is a hell of a woman. She puts up with a lot of shit. So it's we do a lot, but it's good. But it takes good people. It does.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing, and I'll let you get back to the show here. Give me the one thing you didn't know you were going to encounter being a racetrack owner. So racer, fan, team owner, all that kind of stuff. I know there's more than one, but give me the one thing that sticks out the most, good or bad, doesn't really matter, but just the one thing that you're like, man, oh man, I did not know that was a thing.
I don't know that. There is a lot. There's goods and bads. There's a lot of respect from a lot of people. And there's a lot of whiny racers, and I was one of them. I always say that, like, I will not whine or complain about a bad track or a bad call ever again. You learn a lot, and it's hard. So it's owning a track. It has its good days and its bad days, just like racing. So
I think we've always kind of said, every racer should either run a race or own a track, however it is, just to see what you don't know, because you don't know until you know.
100%. And even corner worker. Go be a corner worker for a day, or go sit up in the tower for a day. It's hard. There's a lot going on, and they can't see everything. And so, like I said, I have a lot more respect. When we bought that track that first year, it's like, wow, I'm shutting up, So it's crazy.
Very good. That is Granite City Motor Park owner James Trantina.